And we're live. I wanted to go over some Bitcoin today, fellas. I know I look like hell. I need a shower, and I hope you forgive me. Not looking my best. All right, here we go. Bitcoin is the one I want to talk about today. I drew this trend line coming down, and I was just like, sometimes I just hold it and look at it. What we really need for Bitcoin to go up is a candle like this, but we need it green on the volume. We need it to just go shoom, right? And we're just not seeing it. We're not seeing it at all. There have been a lot of times where this trend line, as we look at it like this, has we set a trend line and then it breaks up to the upside and we're like, yeah, we're going bull, and then it dies, right? And then it comes back down. And then we got our new trend line and it broke out and we're going, yeah, it's going bull, and then it dies. And it just keeps doing that. We think it's going bull, but it just is getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And right here, we may see a little bump to the upside, but it for Bitcoin, it may not go very high. But there's another thing at play here. We have this 200-day moving average that I'm following on the day chart here, and we were well above it established, and we punctured through, and then we got above the 200-day moving average nicely, and then it fell through that again. And then it came up just a little, just barely. You can see that every time it goes above the 200-day moving average, it gets less and less, which is uh, it's diminishing in strength. And now when we get our pumps, we don't even get to the 200-day moving average at all. So it's falling in strength, right? And what it has to do is it has to fall and crash. It has to actually hit the bottom. And so that's what you're seeing here is you're at the top, you come down like there and you're starting to bend, and you come down here and you're bending more, and then you're bending more, and then you're bending more, and then now I think we need a crash. This crash will wake up the market. If we get one of these to, I don't know, let's say, uh, you know, some people say like 3 and 4,000. I'm gonna say 48. I don't think it'll go that far. I think it'll be just enough to jolt this market awake, and people will be like, "Whoa, I'm gonna start buying up cheap. Look how cheap it is." Once it goes down like this, and big players are seeing how cheap it is, they're gonna want to get in. And what happens is that's when the feeding frenzy will start, and then we could possibly break higher, right? And it might not be like straight up, right? It'll probably be like that's where we start. You just don't see it getting lower after that. So is the low in? I was hoping that the low was in right here, but I don't know. I see that we need to wake this market up. And maybe this was the bottom, right? We had like a double bottom right here. Maybe that was it. So there's kind of a glasses half full and a glasses half empty kind of idea at play here. So if this is the bottom, or is this the bottom that we haven't seen yet? Um, I am just trying to look at this because I don't think there'll be any upside acceleration here because we just have no volume. There's nothing there. Now let's just look at it from like a TA standpoint. Like let's look at these. Let's look at our indicators. So we're weak right now, which is to be expected. I mean, we're way down at the bottom here. And we have flattened out on the, let's pull that up. we've pretty much flattened out right here. And this white line on God Mode Oscillator wants to do a death cross and bring us down, it looks like. But it could just flatten out, and then we could have continuation of this red. So, I don't know. The fact that the red line is flattened is concerning to me, because it could be a reversal. It could come down, because it was heading up. Okay, this is low, 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 and flat here. So your momentum indicator isn't telling you anything other than you're leaning more negative because you're below the zero. RSI is up, but this is a kind of a false reading, because we had that one day where we had that big spike that came up here, which was a tether problem, by the way. And then ever since then, it's been diminishing. So I almost can't even count this. And that was one of the reasons for this RSI being up so high. And it's just like with such low volume, I mean, pretty soon this thing's gonna fall out of the tree too. Your volume indicator is saying, hey, we're getting increasing volume, but it topped out and is starting to roll over. So, and then this is like your excitement button, your excitement indicator. And it is not real exciting right now. Let's take a look here. I'm going to add this line at the 0 so people can kind of get an idea. And we'll make it yellow. Boom. Okay, so yeah, your excitement indicator is, it's been coming down. This is your historical volatility. So I would look for, this is starting to try to reverse and give us more volatility. It's possible. Things kind of run like this too. So is that possible? I don't know. Like we're getting less and less of a return on our volatility. That's possible. But I'm leaning more towards Bitcoin going down more than I am it going up, unless we see some big, gigantic candles. I'm talking twice as big as this with real volume. I think you're going to start seeing that after the crash. You're going to start seeing volume candles pop up, because big players with deep pockets would love to get it at 50% off. Really? So, you go from 6,000 to 4,000. All right, not 50% off, but you know what I'm saying. They're going to get it cheaper, a lot cheaper with bigger volume. So, I'm not a moon boy right now. Not yet. And I'm not even looking at the Litecoin chart. Well, I mean, we can, but I don't want to look at the Litecoin chart right now, because it's like, it's not, this is the leader. So we should be watching this for what that market move's going to be. Alrighty. That's all I got for today. Hope you guys are doing well. That's my Bitcoin update. Remember, you'll be rich if you do the opposite of me. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. See ya.